Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my ranking for all 6 of the Grinch movies and specials that I've reviewed over the last few months. I started back in October with Halloween is Grinch Night, and over the course of November and December I've reviewed all of the other versions of the Grinch, which are 4 different versions of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and then also the Grinch's The Cat in the Hat. So I thought I'd go ahead and do my ranking since today is Christmas Day, and I wanted to do this before Christmas was over with and everything. So Merry Christmas everybody, and I'm going to go ahead and get going on this ranking. Coming in at number 6 is Dr. Seuss's The Grinch Musical. This was a special that aired on NBC last year, and it follows the basic story of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, except it's done in a musical play form, and I think it's based on a Broadway play that, I think it was a Broadway play anyway, and everything, and it has, like, it tells the story and everything. It pretty much follows the story really well, except like in the middle they have a bunch of different songs as filler to fill in the time to make it an hour and a half long, and it's alright. It's not very great though. It's not near as bad as I was expecting it to be. It's not as bad as it looks, but it's definitely not something that I'd want to revisit anytime soon. It was kind of one of those one-time watch type of things that I saw it once. I don't have any desire really to see it again and everything. Maybe 10 years from now I might give it a rewatch, but aside from that I probably wouldn't want to rewatch it very often and everything. So it's easily my least favorite thing out of the Grinch stuff that I've watched this year. So the Grinch Musical is number 6, and number 5 is The Grinch's The Cat in the Hat. This is a really weird little crossover that brings the Grinch and the Cat in the Hat together, and they're kind of somewhat facing off against each other, although it's not much of a face-off against each other because the Cat in the Hat really doesn't do a lot to defend himself, and everything is just mostly the Grinch using this contraption thing to mess with sound waves and lighting and stuff that's bothering the Cat in the Hat. It's like he's hallucinating throughout the whole episode because of the stuff the Grinch is using on him and everything. It's really weird. Like, you kind of get a little bit of hint at his life with his family and stuff, the Grinch and stuff. Like, you see that, like, every time he looks in the mirror he sees his father and everything, and at the end of it they use his mother to get him to calm down and stop terrorizing Whoville and the Cat in the Hat and stuff. It's really, really weird. It's kind of got that trippy animation and stuff that you get in another one of the specials that I'll be talking about here in a minute, but it's a weird little 80s animated short and everything. It's not based on any of Dr. Seuss's books that I know of, but Dr. Seuss did write it, and it was one of the last things that he wrote and everything, like, out of these specials and stuff, but I think it's okay. It's just very weird. So, The Grinch's The Cat in the Hat is number 5, and number 4 is Halloween is Grinch Night. I absolutely love this weird short. It's called Halloween is Grinch Night, but they never actually mention Halloween at all in this little short and everything. They have like this, there's like this crazy wind that's going on, and Whoville and stuff, and it's very weird. Like, this young Who named Euchariah is trying to make a trip to the outhouse, and he ends up getting blown away and has to have a confrontation with the Grinch, and the Grinch like uses this weird gas stuff on him to make him hallucinate, and he's seeing all these trippy images and stuff. It's very, very weird. But at the same time, I've always found it to be entertaining and stuff. I think it's a entertaining little short. It's kind of creepy and stuff. It has a lot of trippy animation and stuff. I'm pretty sure that when whoever made this short, they were probably high when they made it, because it's very weird, but at the same time, it's also really entertaining and everything. I've always thought this one was kind of underrated. It was one that I actually did watch a lot as a kid, because I was able to check it out at the library, and it's an alright little special. It's nothing super great or anything, but it's fun. It's not something I watch every year, though. I watch it maybe every few years or something. I don't think it holds up as much as I liked it as a kid, but I still think it's enjoyable and everything. And I kind of have some nostalgia for it. So Halloween is Grinch Night is number 4, and number 3 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 1966. Now I know this is kind of a hot take, because most people would say this is the only good version of the Grinch outside of the book. And I do love this version. I think it is really great and everything. I didn't care for it as much as a kid. I always kind of leaned towards the Jim Carrey movie version, and I even liked the book a lot more as a kid, and I still do like the book more than the special. But I do think it's still pretty good. It's a classic, and it's one that, as time has gone by, I've kind of just, my love for it has grown and stuff. It's one of those things that you watch so much when you're younger that as you get older you start realizing how big of a part it's been in your life and stuff, if that makes sense. But it is a really entertaining little short. The animation holds up really well. The voice acting in here is really great from Boris Karloff. He does the voice of the Grinch and also narrates it and does a very great job. And you got the awesome song in here, the You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, which has been in all of the other Grinch stuff. It was in the play, and in the other 2 movies, different versions of this song have appeared in all the other ones except for the Grinch is the Cat in the Hat, and Halloween is Grinch Night. It's not in those 2, but like all the other ones that are adaptation of that book, the song is in there, and they play it on the radio all the time. I think I heard it like 4 or 5 times at work just yesterday. Like the song is really popular in popular culture, and it's kind of got its own little classic thing going there. But this is a fun little short and everything. But I've always liked the movie a little bit more, so I'm sorry that it's this low, but it's just my personal take on here. I still think it is a classic, and it's great and everything. And just because it's number 3 doesn't mean I think it's bad. So How the Grinch Stole Christmas is number 3, and number 2 is Dr. Seuss's The Grinch from 2018. I absolutely love this movie. When it first came out and was announced that Illumination was remaking The Grinch, I was like, yeah, I don't care about this and everything. I love the 2000 version. I didn't have any desire to see another version of The Grinch. I was like, we've had 2 really great versions. There's no need to do another one. And I ended up seeing this one when it came out in the theater because someone had asked me to review it back then. And I was like, I'll go ahead and give it a shot, I guess. And I absolutely love this movie. I fell in love with it, and every year I watch it, I like it a little bit more. It's just very, very entertaining. The story is really well written, and I like his backstory in this, where he like Christmas because when he was a kid and stuff, he was always by himself at Christmas time. He didn't have a family and stuff because he was an orphan and everything, and that played into why he doesn't like it, and it makes the character more relatable and more human. And I know a lot of people don't like that about the Grinch because they think it's better when he has no real good motivation and stuff, but it doesn't bother me that he gets the backstories in these movies and stuff, because when you're doing a movie, you kind of have to do that to make it work and everything. And I think it works really well in this one. The way it's written is really good, and it just has a lot of really fun moments, especially with him and the when him and Max meet the reindeer Fred. A lot of stuff with that is fun, and the little cutesy animals with Max and Fred it's kind of fun and everything. Illumination is very good at doing that, relying on the cutesy animals and stuff like that. And sometimes it works in their movies, and sometimes it doesn't. But to me, this one it worked the best. And out of any of their stuff, it's a really entertaining story. And I think Benedict Cumberbatch did a really good job voicing the Grinch too, and everything. I really like this version. So Dr. Seuss's The Grinch from 2018 is number 2, and my number 1 favorite Grinch movie is Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is the one that Ron Howard directed back in 2000, and it stars Jim Carrey as the titular character. This is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. In fact, it'd be in my top 3 favorites probably. I just absolutely love this movie, and I've watched it every year for the last 20 years, and it never gets old. I've watched it multiple times throughout the years. Like it's one of those that I usually at least watch once. Sometimes I watch it 4 or 5 times a year. It just depends. I haven't been in the Christmas mood as much this year, so I've only watched it once. But I absolutely love this movie, and I was really hoping to get to see it in the theater and everything, but it just didn't work out for me to go. But who knows, maybe one year I'll get to catch it in the theater, because the theaters are always playing it every year. At least one theater around here does. So, but I love this movie, and Jim Carrey is just perfect as the Grinch, and I like his backstory a lot in this one too. I debate whether I like the backstory in this one or the animated version better. I think they both were great for each version and everything, and it just, to me, they did a really good job making an almost 2-hour movie out of a little book that, to me, it shouldn't have worked as well as it did. I know a lot of people feel like it didn't work and stuff, and the backstory kind of undermines his heart being so small and all that, and I can get those criticisms and stuff, but at the same time, I just really enjoy this movie. Part of it also probably has to do with nostalgia, because like I said, it's been one I've watched every year ever since I was 9 years old, so I have a lot of nostalgia for it too. But I do really like this movie a lot, and it is my favorite Grinch thing outside of the book. Like, as far as the specials of movies go, this is easily number 1. So, anyway, let me know in the comments how you would rank the Grinch stuff. If you don't want to do a ranking, just tell me your favorite and least favorite. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.